This is Algebra 1B, Part 2, Unit 2, Radical Expressions and Data Analysis, Lesson 7, Box and Whisker Plots. So we're going to learn how to write or make a box and whisker plot from a set of data. So let me give you, as a teacher, a set of test scores. Let's say here are the test scores that students got. Someone scored 47, 59, 62, 66, 71, 71, 74, 83, 84, 86, 88, 91, 92. Let's say that's our test scores. Okay, they range from 47 to 92. Now you may notice I wrote the numbers in order, and that's very important that we write the numbers in order. So if the numbers are not in order, you want to get them in order. Increasing order, smallest to biggest. Okay? And so that's your first step in making a box and whisker plot. Write the numbers in order. Now I happen to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle of that list of numbers. So 13 doesn't divide by 2, but 12 does. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So if I count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the seventh number is 74. Try counting from the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh number is 74. So because the number of numerals or data points is odd, there is a single number in the middle. If there had been two numbers in the middle, which happens when there's an even number of data points, you need to average the two in the middle. Find the halfway point between the two. But this is called the median. Something you've already found before in a previous lesson, mean, median, and mode, middle. Okay? So there's the median. It's also technically called quartile 2, which we'll get to why that is here in a moment. Okay, so that means there are 6 numbers below 74. So halfway between 6 numbers, 6 divided by 2 is 3, so count off 3. Count off 3. So the averages, or the middle here, the middle of the upper half, is between 62 and 66. Now you can do it in your head this way. 66 minus 62 is 4. Half of 4 is 2. Add 2 to 62 to get 64. Okay? That's a simple way to do it in your head because 64 is halfway between 62 and 66. But you may also add the two numbers and divide by 2. 66 plus 62 is 128. Divided by 2 is 64 again. Okay? And 64, we call that the quartile. This is quartile 1. What it means is 1/4, or 25% of the data is less than this. 25% of the data is between quartile 1 and quartile 2. Okay? Quartile 3, count off 3 above and below here. Halfway between 86 and 88 is 87, or you can do 86 plus 88 divided by 2. Either way, you're going to get 87. So 87 is the third quartile, and hence why the median is called the second quartile. Okay. It's also the quartile 1 is the 25th percentile, quartile 2 is the 50th percentile, and quartile 3 is the 75th percentile. Then we also need to note where the minimum is, the min, and the maximum. These numbers taken together, the min, the quartile 1, the median, quartile 3, and the max are called the 5-number summary. And it's these 5 numbers that I need to make something called the box and whisker plot. So let's make a number line. Our number line needs to go from 47 to 92. So let's do this. Let's do 40. 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Let's see if this will fit. No, it won't. It won't fit. Okay, so we got to figure out what to count by here. So 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I think I can double that. So I'm going to go 40 in every 4. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Okay, so when you're making your number line, you got to figure out a good number to count by. So I was counting by tens every 4, so that means every grid mark on here is 10 divided by 4, or 2.5. So 2.5 for each grid mark. Okay, and you make a number line. The number line has to be evenly spaced like this. And now let's plot each of the 5 numbers in the 5-number summary above the number line. 47. So here's 45, 47.5. So 47 is just to the left of that. Okay. 64, 60, 65. 64 is a little less than that. Okay. 74, 75, 74 is a little less than that. And 92, so 92.5, so a little less than 92.5 is right there. Okay, and so we're going to plot these. You can label these if you want. I'm going to go ahead and label them here. 47, 64, 74, and 87. Oh, I didn't graph 87. 87.5, so 87 is right here, and 92. Okay, so there's our 5 numbers. Now here's how to make the graph. We're going to connect the first 2 dots. That's our left whisker. We're going to connect the last 2 dots. That's our right whisker. We're going to make a box between the quartiles, between 64 and 87. So make a box between the quartiles, quartile 1 and quartile 3. Okay, and then we're going to do just a little vertical line at each of the 5 numbers. Okay, here we go. And one last vertical line here. Okay, and that's a box and whisker plot. Now it's important to notice something here. 25% of the data is in the left-hand whisker. 25% of the data is in the left half of the box. 25% of the data is in the right-hand side of the box. 25% of the data is in the right-hand whisker. Okay, that means 50% of the data is to the left of the median, and 50% of the data is to the right of the median. That means 75% of the data is lower than the third quartile. So we could also say the third quartile is the 75th percentile. 25% is above it. Okay. All right, so that's how to make a box and whisker plot.